Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to 6 News. So yesterday we had an update to the top issues and community concerns from the Rainbow Six Siege developers. So we're going to go through that right now. Actually, it's Ross from the future, so something has just come up that I think I'll include in this video for a little additional news. And that is that Craig Robertson, otherwise known as It's Epi, has left Rainbow Six Siege. So he's still going to be with Ubisoft, but he'll be moving on to different projects. Now, because obviously the next gen consoles are coming, there's going to be, I would expect, quite a few games announced by Ubisoft, and I'm guessing he'll be working on the community side of at least one of them. So it's sad to see him go from the Siege community, but anyway, let's get back to the video. Now, this I think mainly kind of affects cheating, because right now we've got a pandemic currently going on, and this means that people who normally make hacks, now there's only a few people out there that make hacks full time, whereas now we probably have a lot more people making hacks full time because either they've lost their job or they're sitting at home doing nothing. And of course, there's also a lot more potential customer base or audience for those cheats because there's a lot of people sitting at home doing nothing. So the devs here go through a variety of different hacks and cheats that players are trying to use in this current time period. So let's talk about the first one. It's lobby freezing. Now this has been in the game for a very long time. It's been in for years and years. Now the reason you don't probably see it too often is because it's not that good of a cheat, because it involves the enemy team getting bored and leaving. So you only need one stubborn player who hangs around for this not to be worth it. And you can get stuck in games, like literally just in the loading part of a game, or hours if a player is trying to use this. But like I say, this kind of cheat is not very rewarding. Now, this isn't the players who just, you load into a game and it takes like maybe a few minutes for a player to load up and get in. This is when it literally takes hours. So yeah, this is a problem. They are looking into fixing it. Now, when it comes to a reality check for this is something that's been in the game for a very, very long time. They are looking to automatically detect and kick these people, but this has been in the game for so long that I'm definitely not very confident, and I would love them to fix it, but it might still be an issue for at least a little bit. Then we've got this talking about an automated data update to BattleEye. Now this is to impact the more severe cheaters, so people using aimbots and wall hacks and stuff like that. Now the problem with this is that right now, because of the pandemic, and usually hacking would be a cat and mouse game between the developers and hackers, whereas now, because the hackers have just gained so much time, the time that they put into hacks has probably gone up 100-fold. It's more like the mouse has got themselves a Lamborghini and is off, and the developers, if anything, have less time to work on the game. So they're going to have to play catch up for quite a long time before they can get back on track with hunting down those hackers. But certainly they're on it. Hopefully that will go well and they'll be able to continue that. Now we've got the increased rank and champion rank requirements. This is interesting. This actually interests me a lot. So they say here, increase the barrier to access for illegitimate accounts to both ranked. So this is the first thing that's interesting me. How do you know someone trying to get into ranked has an illegitimate account? And that's what really makes my curiosity go up, because they could do maybe stat detection. Like maybe you're a new account, you just got up to the level to get into ranked, but maybe your kill to death ratio is unusually high. Maybe the game would just say, no, you're not getting into ranked because something's suspicious about your account. Something's wrong. You're not getting in. Maybe something like that. And then of course the champion one, that's even more curious, because how do you pick a champion player out of an illegitimate player? Like, there must be a way to do it. Obviously, they're thinking about something here. Again, maybe it's like stat-based or something like that that'll stop you. Like, literally, you'll be working your way through the ranks and you get to champion and it goes, nope, you're not getting to champion rank, and puts you back down to diamond or something. And also, how would that work? Because champion players, when they search for games, obviously are not going to just find champion players they play against. They're going to sometimes find diamonds and stuff. So how do you kind of separate that out? But I do like the fact they're trying to make it so the champion rank is clean, that there'll be less hackers, less cheaters up in those high ranks. But I don't know if they're going to do it. Seems like an awfully big task. Now, they say they want to get this done for Season 2, so we'll see. Then we've got here, this is a daily level XP cap. So this is basically just exactly the same as what we read here about making illegitimate accounts take longer or make it harder to get into ranked. And this is exactly the same here. This means you cannot go farm and terrorist hunt for XP, so to actually level up your account. So it's not renowned, it's just your level up. And they're trying to stop people getting into ranked as quick as they can by doing stuff like farming terrorist hunt with maybe like a farming method that doesn't actually involve them playing. You just leave it running. So they're hoping that'll help. But we'll see. And they say we're going to aim to get this done as soon as possible. So that could be next season, but obviously soon could mean just about anything. Then down here we've got some stuff that has been in the game for a while and also some new stuff. So we've got the unintended sanctions that players get for not being in a ranked game that they didn't know they were actually already in. So this is usually when you queue up and then the game finds a game, but you've just left a queue like a second or so before, and the game thinks you're actually in that game, even though you're not. So they're hoping to get a fix done for Season 2. Then we've got this one. This one's going to be really hard to implement, but it'll be a huge thing if they manage to pull it off. It's incomplete teams at the start of a ranked game. Now, this is interesting. They talk about a match cancellation feature, which will allow players to cancel matches in the early stages of a game under the condition that their team is incomplete. Now, they're going to test this on PC test server Year 5 Season 2, and they hope to have a fix out in Season 2. The big problem with this is it could be taken advantage of. They're going to have to make a very good system here. Because you can imagine going into a game, right? And your team comes up against the enemy, and the enemy's really good. Like the first round, they just completely whip your ass. So two of your teammates leave, and then you go in and say, oh, I'd like to cancel this game, please. And the game would then potentially cancel. So they're going to have to make it so that that cannot be done. So maybe the cancellation feature would only work if you go into a game that has already loaded up with missing players, perhaps. Again, though, you can still take advantage of that. You could load up into a game, you could see how they play on that first round, and if they look rubbish compared to your team, you could be like, all right, guys, you guys can load up into the game now. You know, so they could do something like that too. So yeah, taking advantage of that could be very easy. Hopefully they come up with a very good system for it, and we'll see. Then they've got here Battle Pass coming soon. So this is just a UI bug that needs to get fixed, and hopefully they'll be able to do that. Then we've got the MMR rollback. So this is actually showing the incorrect number when it gives you an MMR rollback. So they're looking to fix that as well. And, it seems like such simple stuff, but obviously it's not as easy as all that. They're going to bring in a new benchmark for the PC. So this is supposed to come with Season 2. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing how that works out and how it looks. But overall, of course, I don't do much in the way of benchmarking, but it will be a nice addition to have a better benchmarker for Rainbow Six. Then they've got consistency on gadget destroying props. So this just means that like when you put a gadget down, it should destroy props and stuff and things like that. Sometimes it doesn't do it right, so they're hoping to fix that. So, relatively simple thing. And then we've got the thing we just read above, which is the incomplete teams that start a ranked match. Then they also want to improve notifications when it comes to deactivated operators. So Clash, when she gets disabled, there should be an easier way to tell why she's disabled in game. The best way, I think, is going to have something in the actual operator selection, which just says, this operator is banned because such and such a reason when you mouse over her. I think that'd be the best way to do it, because you can put like a notification at the start of the game, but a lot of people just skip that real quick. So I think being able to have something in game when you're actually loading up and looking at the operator selection, if there's something there that just says this is the reason Clash is disabled, then that would be good. Anyway guys, that is the top issues and community concerns for Rainbow Six Siege put out by the developers. Of course, they're working from home right now, so it is good to see that they're still managing to do a bunch of work. But we'll see what happens and if any of this stuff arrives on deadline that they've given us, and see how things go. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.